Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Rippin Reptile Podcast from your boys at Predatory Exotics. This one is going to be a little bit different to the last 3 episodes that we've done because this one is actually we're in lockdown. So the last few videos, if you've watched our proper videos, we've obviously been together, but we did actually pre-record them so that
we run out.
So we run out of pre-recorded stuff. So now we figured out that we can go on Discord, we can set up our layout, and we can talk like this, and we can still bring the podcast to you.
Yeah, so I think we did miss a week for the podcast, right? We did.
Yeah, I think we did, yeah.
Because there was all up in the air of discussions of, should we continue it? Should we wait until after lockdown? The amount we've been discussing, because we do work together, I think we have mentioned that in the past, we do see each other at work. And the amount that we've just been discussing of how to proceed with the channel through the lockdown is there's been a lot of discussions.
Yeah. So I get this is going to be released on Wednesday after you've done your solo video.
Yes, I just recorded my solo video, and it was really weird. It was weird not having you there.
Oh, you're frozen.
Oh, you've disconnected. It's going well, swimmingly, the podcast. Okay, we're back. Okay.
You're frozen. Your screen's black now.
Oh, you're fine on me though, so it should be alright. Okay. Yeah, it was the weirdest thing recording by myself, not having another person to help, and it was quite lonely, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, we'll obviously be doing separate runs, so I think we're doing it alternate weeks. So we got all our videos lined up, and Ollie will be doing one, I'll be doing one, then Ollie will be doing one. And then you get the Rippin Reptile Podcast in between, which is quite good.
Hopefully it won't be too much longer until we're out of this.
Yeah, obviously lockdown's supposed to end, and then we've got... Oh, you're there.
Oh, what the hell?
I don't know what's going on, but yeah.
I think my Discord just updated.
Oh, I can see you now. Hello.
Okay, we're back. Technical issues. This is the first time recording this.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, lockdown. We were talking about ending.
Yeah, so it's been a bit rubbish. So we work together, and we see each other every day, and then we obviously can't record videos together.
So we're trying to find the best way of still bringing you content.
Yeah. So today's episode, we should probably get on to.
Oh yeah, we should probably announce what we're talking about.
What we're talking about. So we're obviously Predatory Exotics. We mostly focus on reptiles, invertebrates, stuff like that, amphibians as well. But today's episode, we're going to be talking about the exotics that we don't keep currently. So we're going to talk about mammals and stuff like that we might look into keeping in the future, and maybe some of the bigger mammals that we might look into when we get our own sort of facility down the line.
Yeah. So like Tom said, when we were picking our name, we came up with a bunch of names that we wanted for the business, but one of the major things I wanted was to have exotics and not specify for reptiles, just in case it gave us that opportunity in the future, like we're going to be talking about today, of keeping non-reptile stuff, but still exotic animals.
Yeah, so some of the more popular ones that we see in pet shops and stuff. Hedgehogs are now coming quite popular. So is it the African pygmy hedgehog?
Yeah.
They're not just like normal hedgehogs that we get in the UK. So you can get them, and I know you're interested in sugar gliders.
Yes. Oh, sugar gliders are awesome.
They're quite funky.
Our local one, Purple Pet, actually has them in right now, and they're pretty cool. They have the generic, because I'm pretty sure they also sell guinea pigs and bunnies and stuff.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even thinking about them because they're just
that's stuff we're not really counting. It's more stuff you wouldn't have in your average.
Even some of the cool species of mice and stuff.
Yeah, they had the tree mice. I don't know their specific name, but the ones that were burrowing in the wood.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. But then obviously you got to take into account if you are like us and you're thinking about keeping. If you keep snakes and stuff like that, you can't keep your stuff like that in the same room.
Yeah.
Because obviously your snake is just going to constantly be smelling the food, and it's just going to put it in food mode all the time. So every time you go to open the cage, it's going to think that it's being fed, even though you're just going to pick it up. But it can smell mice, so it's just on alert all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of because of course we mainly go specifically to reptile shops.
Yeah. Yeah, Purple Pet's the only one that really does.
Because it's like a pet center. So because it sells like dog and cat food as well.
Yeah.
So it's one of those shops that's like, specifies in pets but does mainly do reptiles. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't think we have actually really seen many other mammals in other places.
Yeah, like when I went up to Chester a few years ago, and we went to, I think it's Mansfield Pets and Aquatics or something. It's like a massive pet store, and they had like they had kookaburras.
Oh, okay.
They had kookaburras.
Oh yeah, Purple Pet has birds. Yeah, I've completely forgot about that. Yeah.
They had like kookaburras and parrots and stuff, and then it went into like the mammal section. So they had different types of. They had like obviously most places do ferrets and stuff, but they had like polecats and weasels and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like ferrets. Ferrets are pretty cool.
So they were pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure they smell though. I'm pretty sure that's like one of the biggest thing with mammals is like everyone just thinks they smell.
Yeah, like the big one that I want to talk about today is armadillos, which I keep talking about a lot.
Yeah, so let's segue onto your not so average exotic mammals that we would be interested in keeping.
Yeah, so my one is the armadillos are cool. Obviously, armadillos, there's loads of different species, but the giant armadillo is on the DWA list. So you obviously need a dangerous wild animals license, all the permits, stuff like that. Whereas some of the like 3-banded armadillos, like the hairy armadillos, the smaller ones, if you can find them,
that would be your biggest issue.
If you can find them, and then I'd have some of them on like the CITES list, so you have to have paperwork and stuff for them.
This is when we would get a facility. This is in the future.
Because armadillos, they need a lot of space because they basically cover like a certain amount of kilometers every night, like looking for grubs and stuff. So you need quite a big enclosure. And deep substrate because they dig, so you've got to have secure barrier. So if you're keeping it in like a separate room, you need to make sure all like the corners are all like
secure,
otherwise it can just dig through your house.
Yeah.
And they go through like tons of mealworms.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, like
they're always just looking for grubs, and they're expensive. So some of these ones, obviously snakes and stuff, lizards, you can get cheaper ones. But some of the mammals we're going to talk about is like
how much roughly is the armadillo?
An armadillo,
yeah,
minimum is 2,000.
Okay,
and for a pair it's like £5,000.
Could you imagine if we got into breeding armadillos?
Breeding armadillos would be sick because they're tiny, they're like proper tiny. And I feel like people would be interested in them.
Yeah,
as long as they had the correct setup. You'd have to quite thoroughly vet the people that were looking to buy an armadillo because you can't just keep it.
You just sell it to the average person.
It's not like a hamster. You can't just put it in a cage and.
Yeah, that would be an interesting thing. The one that I am most excited, and hopefully it is realistic to keep. I think all the stuff on here eventually down the line, years down the line, but of course is the sloth.
Oh yeah.
I'm wanting a sloth.
Because I found one for sale in the UK.
Online.
Not
just at someone's shop.
And it was like £8,995. It was pretty much £9,000.
It is expensive, and of course Brian has one.
Brian has one,
and he has
like the good one because you get the 3-toed sloth and the 2-toed sloth, or sloth.
But if you guys have watched this video, he has a whole it's bigger than my room that I'm in now.
Yeah, literally, like it was this old snake massage room, and he converted it into sloth habitat.
Sloth
which
room.
Is pretty sick.
It is a cool.
And obviously, we saw that sloth at London Zoo.
Yes. Oh yeah, and we did get a video of that as well. Yeah, that would go.
Because that was cool. Like free roaming around their rainforest bit, which you could do that with because they had like a redfoot tortoise or a yellowfoot tortoise. Like you could have your sloth exhibit, and then have like redfoot tortoises and stuff on the ground.
That would be sick. To have
Because
an enclosure.
they're not
like
going to
that.
interfere with each other, so
Having an enclosure like that where it's like basically just a biome in a room.
yeah,
That would
you
be
just
cool.
have like redfoots on the bottom, sloths or
just
sloth.
and then just like a massive window so people could look in.
Yeah,
That would be a
sick.
cool idea. But yeah, definitely everything is a realistic thing. Because you were talking about hogs as well.
Hogs. My favourite thing is Red River hogs. If you haven't looked them up, you've got to go look them up. They're African species of like wild pig, and they're bright orange with like tufts on their ears, and they're at London Zoo as well. We saw them there.
Yeah.
And every zoo I go to, I hope they have them because they're super cool. And to have a group of them would be sick. But they obviously need a DWA because anything other than like domesticated pigs, any sort of wild boar, peccary, wild pig, you do have to have a dangerous wild animals license, and then the space. So you'd have to have a separate. You couldn't just keep it in your back garden.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure like there's rules against certain animals being on.
Yeah, I think it's like a council thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't keep like farm animals, and obviously a pig is pretty. Even though it's a DWA pig,
it's still like a livestock
yeah.
considered. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, this like if we got a facility big enough, this would be.
They're just so expensive compared to like reptiles.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like
I don't know how much a red river hog is, but
the thing is, I could imagine spending $8,000 on a sloth. I don't know if I could imagine spending $8,000 on a reptile.
Yeah, like like even if you got a croc, like a caiman, like some of them like £1,000.
I've seen online. It's in the US, so it's a bit different.
Are they the $600?
Yeah, they're selling them like the babies for $600, and it's like, what? For a crocodile, as opposed to a sloth.
And it's going to get like 5-6 foot, so it's going to be big.
Yeah,
you're going to need like a whole room, pretty much for.
Like you do need a DWA, but like, just the amount I guess they're not wanting people to buy sloths, just the everyday person.
Yeah, but they're not even on the DWA.
Yeah.
Even though they've got massive claws that are proper do you in.
Yeah, because you see those videos of like them going across the street on like just on YouTube videos, and people say like you shouldn't help move them, that you should like leave them alone.
Oh yeah. Because they swim quite good as well.
Do they?
Yeah, because they go in like the mangroves and they can like swim really well across rivers.
I wanna actually
trust me.
Look
they swim. It's on like David Attenborough.
Give me a video. Give me a.
So yeah, they swim pretty good because they only come down to the floor once a week to poop. They spend their whole life in the tree and then just go down, poop on the floor, and then come back up.
Okay, I've got Planet Earth here. Got it over my screen right now so the people can see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It is Tom can't see the whole screen, so he can't see what's like you guys can see. And then he just comes back out of the water, back onto the tree.
But they must stink as well, because like
you can see by the wet fur that this guy smells.
There's like certain moths that like live and breed inside the fur.
Yeah.
Like they have a special type of moth that only lives in sloths.
Oh.
And in like the matted
Do
fur.
they help them though, or is it just?
I don't know if they keep it
like
clean.
A parasite thing.
I don't know. And then they grow like mold and algae on them. And they're just completely camouflaged.
We'll bring up actually doing it online. Makes our video a bit better actually. Because I can show you guys what we're actually talking about. Here you go, some Red River hogs.
Yeah, they're sick. Like a group of them would be super cool.
Just getting the technical aspect all down. Trying to make sure you guys can see properly. These are some baby Red River hogs. We can see right now. They are quite small, to be fair. And then you just see the mum in the background. It's a lot bigger. But yeah, so yeah, it would be a cool thing to keep.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know what else you could keep that would be cool.
Have you actually ever kept a mammal?
Yeah, I've had a rabbit and guinea
Other than
pigs.
your Tom has a dog.
Yeah.
Which, I've had rabbit, guinea pigs.
Yeah. I had a cat, and now I've got a dog.
Oh, a hamster. These were all family pets, though.
I never had any rodents.
Like, okay, when I was younger, in like the first house that I ever lived in, we had a rabbit, and it must have been was it a rabbit and a guinea pig? It must have been. Anyway, they fought like crazy. We'd had to keep them in separate enclosures, but they'd keep escaping, and they'd fight until. I'm not 100% sure on how true this is because I don't remember it, and I don't know if I've got the facts mixed up. I'm pretty sure they killed each other.
No way.
I'm pretty sure they did. I'd have to check with my mum. But this was like, yeah, I don't really remember actually having them. I've seen pictures of them like in the garden and stuff like that. I don't remember actually keeping them. I was way too young. But yeah, apparently from the stories I've heard, they were just vicious. They were just.
Oh no, I had a rabbit, and then after that died, I got 2 guinea pigs.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Years later, we had a hamster as a family pet, but we didn't realize that like they can actually die from like shock from moving enclosures. So we moved their enclosure into a bigger one, and it actually like they died because it was too much to handle going into a new environment. And of course, it does show like a without research kind of thing of getting animals. Like I don't blame like because I was still young. I don't blame my parents. Like how were they supposed to know that changing its tank can like scare it so much, you know? And then years down the line, when I got my first gecko, we also got a pet bunny as well, and that lived, you know, happily. Like that was probably one of the bunnies I remember the most. And then we moved back from Canada, so we had to give it away to someone else. I think that was a dwarf bunny or something. I don't remember the actual species. It was my sister's, so it wasn't mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in one of the groups on Facebook that's like exotic pet keepers in the UK, which is quite good because you see sort of things that, like, we know a lot of reptiles that you can keep. So obviously we see them all the time.
Yeah.
And we're researching it all the time. Whereas mammals, I have no idea what you can keep.
Yeah.
So someone had this like South American beaver thing.
What? He had a beaver?
It was like what was it called? It was like this rat beaver from South America. It was like a carver or something. It was weird, and I was like, "That's pretty cool, though." And they had like an outdoor enclosure for them.
Okay.
It was weird.
I have a friend that lives up north in Lincolnshire. And their next door neighbor, I think they've moved now, so I don't think it's their next door neighbor anymore, but their next door neighbor, because when I went up to stay with them, their next door neighbors went away and they asked them to feed their chinchillas.
Oh yeah.
They had a whole room set up for the chinchillas. It like
what, and they were all in it together?
I think there was only 2. Yeah. It had a room about this size, so this room's what, like, I want to say 6 foot by like 8 foot maybe, this room.
Yeah.
That I'm in. It had a room about this size, and you walked in, and just the smell. Because the whole thing wasn't a room anymore. It was just one big tank.
Yeah, it was just an enclosure.
So imagine you shrunk down and went into your chinchilla's enclosure.
Yeah.
Like, it was the weirdest. It was
but
the weirdest feeling.
Would be like dissipated because it's like a bigger area.
You would think so.
Yeah.
You would think so, but yeah, it's the weirdest thing because imagine, just being smaller and walking into a tank or an enclosure. That's what it was like, and it was the weirdest thing. They were quite skittish, so they didn't really like let us touch them or anything. But yeah, just fed them. But when they were like, "Oh, do you want to come help feed the neighbours' chinchillas?" I was like, "Yeah, of course." Like I love animals, you know. I go around, they're like, "Oh, it's in this room," and I open the room, and it's just like, "What the hell?" There's like all this stuff,
What, was it like branches and stuff?
yeah,
And,
like just like climbing stuff, like general like wood structures and stuff like that.
yeah.
And I was just like,
What was on the floor?
It was just carpet.
No,
That's what I'm saying, and that's probably what was trapping the odor.
Yeah, because obviously most like mammals and stuff, you keep them on like sawdust and that.
Yeah, I think
So
they had it scattered around, but like
it absorbs the like smell,
that was probably where
and then
the
you
odor
can
was
replace
being
it
trapped.
rather than carpet. That's
But I was like, man, imagine if you didn't own that house. Imagine if you were renting that house and your renter didn't know.
Oh
you
yeah,
had
when
done
you
that.
come to sell it, be like, oh, okay, you've got chinchilla room.
Why does this room stink of chinchilla? But yeah, so other than that, I don't think I've had too many other experiences with mammals. Because
I've just never been into them.
Yeah.
Like, because I've just thought they're so generic.
Yeah, like I like cats and I like
reptiles.
dogs, and I'll probably have a dog when I'm older, because I've always wanted one. But other than that, I haven't had too much experience with them in general. Like whenever you go to a shop, it's always, can I hold the reptile? Not can I hold this mammal? And especially being a reptile keeper, you lose a lot of love for like mice and stuff like that, because you just see them as kind of food.
Yeah. Yeah, fair.
So it's kind of like I don't think I could keep rats or mice because it's just food.
Yeah.
For the snakes.
The other one is if you got capybara.
If we if we at any point in our life own a capybara, I swear to God, like I think that's peak. I think that we have peaked.
Because capybaras are sick.
We've peaked in life if we are owning a capybara.
Because I've seen people keep. Have you heard of maras?
No, let me.
Yeah, like Patagonian.
How you spell it?
Mara.
Oh no, that's a movie.
Type in Patagonian Mara.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, it looks like if a capybara and a rabbit.
Yeah, they're a bit weird.
I'll show you.
But I've seen them.
Oh, okay, that's what it looks like for anyone else who is wondering.
They have them at Marwell Zoo, and I always thought they were pretty cool. And then I went to another zoo where they had them free roaming around the zoo, like they were loose, and they just were allowed to roam around the zoo. But I saw them for sale, and I can't remember how much it was.
Well, I've seen videos online of people who, in their house, just have capybaras.
Yeah, they have like a paddling
Definitely, it's America, 100%.
Yeah.
But they're like sitting on their sofa with I'll bring it up now. Capybara pets. I want to see if I can get. Yeah, like this image here. They're just sitting on their sofa with their capybara.
They're the largest rodent on the planet, which is pretty cool. And obviously if we eventually got an anaconda like that one on our merch, if we got an anaconda, obviously they eat capybaras in the wild, so it'd be quite cool. Obviously we would not keep them in the same enclosure.
The way you said it would be quite cool.
No, but it'd be cool to like teach people like, this anaconda
can eat that.
It would eat this massive capybara in the wild. Like that'd be quite cool insane, to teach people about
considering how big they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would be interested in keeping ferrets. I think they are pretty cool. I'd have to research.
Some of them are like proper angry though, because I did work experience at Blackberry Farm. Do you know where that is?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Near like Lewis. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did work experience there, and they had like a cage of ferrets with like a padlock on it, and yeah, you have to like try and not get bit by them.
I think I've definitely been bitten by a ferret. I have this like memory in the back of my head where I have held a ferret and it was by
And
me.
everyone's always saying they smell.
Yeah, that is like the one thing that it's like, oh, ferrets, oh, they smell.
Well, just in general, like that's what's good about reptile keeping.
Yeah.
So many people are like, oh, if you had a room full of reptiles, it would smell.
No, it really doesn't.
Like snakes or like bearded dragon, unless they poo and then you don't clean it up.
Yeah, there's literally not like. Yeah, I sit next to in this room. Like I said, a 6 foot by 8 foot room, and I have 2 reptiles in here, and one of them is the bearded dragon, and doesn't smell in this room.
It's pretty difficult.
Yeah.
If anything, it's like the live food would smell more than.
Especially because it's more like enclosed as well. Whereas like a lot of the stuff like ferrets and stuff, you keep in like cages, if you know what I mean, like with loads of ventilation, so it kind of gets out more.
Especially if you do like a bioactive, like Pip the crested gecko, bioactive. It's like that's only ever gonna smell like nature.
Yeah, if you put your head in there, it just smells like nature.
It smells like the woods, like.
Yeah, and especially with the sand ones, they don't smell of anything. It's just sand.
Because all you got to do is like. That's what like you prefer the tropical stuff.
I have, yeah. I have discovered that. Although I got the bearded dragon first, I found a love for the more tropical species.
Whereas I prefer the desert stuff. One, because I feel like it's easier to actually, like, if something poos on sand, you can easily see it. You just spot clean it as soon as it happens. Like, the only good thing about the jungle one is if you go full bioactive, then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it's kind of like self-sustaining. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've just found a love for the tropical species.
Because I'd like to keep, if you could keep stuff like rodents on their natural substrate.
Okay.
I feel like that'd be awesome, but I don't think people do because, like, I think they poo a lot, and you need the sawdust to sort of absorb everything up and stop it being dodgy.
One that we've actually missed, and hopefully we've got some stuff in the works that eventually we'll be making a video with, is meerkats. They are a sick species to keep, and we've got in contact with someone who has some, and hopefully after lockdown we'll be making a video with some of the meerkats. But that would be a sick species to keep. Yeah,
so I think they've got at least a couple, because you're not supposed to keep them on their own, because they're obviously highly social. Like in the wild, they'll be in like a group of like.
Yeah, if you see the video from the zoo visit, we saw meerkats there, and they had tons of them in like tunnels and little.
They had 2 different enclosures, didn't they?
Yeah, I think that's how many they had. They had 2 separate ones.
But yeah, they are pretty cool. But I think they can be quite aggressive.
Okay, I don't know much about them.
If you don't like interact with them and stuff, so you're like with them all the time.
Yeah.
Because when you look at them, they've got like big teeth for a small thing. If you look up a meerkat's teeth, because they'll chomp for a scorpion, and a scorpion isn't like.
Oh yeah, I guess
soft.
they do, don't they?
Like their teeth they'll actually probably hurt you.
Let me see if I can get good. Oh, here we go. Okay. There's the meerkat teeth. Damn, they are just like little like razors, in a sense.
And then the front ones are quite big.
Yeah, because I guess they eat like scorpions and stuff, don't they? Which is mad.
Chomp through 'em.
It's probably one of my favourite things to watch on the Discovery Channel and stuff like that, is the meerkats.
Like that, you could keep it in like a naturalistic setup, which would be quite cool. So you'd have like an enclosure with like Kalahari desert sand and rocks. And
definitely.
Even if you get one of them domes that obviously people can go in and.
Do you need? Pop up in the dome. Are they on the DWA?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Because that would be something cool to keep. There's so many animals that would be cool to keep when we have a facility.
When we went to London Zoo, that in the India section they had them dwarf mongoose.
Oh yeah, we did get pictures
because they were really small.
Yes,
like because normal mongooses like take down like a cobra and stuff. They don't care. But them dwarf ones, they were proper tiny. There was like 5-6 of them. They were only maybe.
Yeah, we got the video of it. If you guys haven't checked out the zoo video, there's a lot of references back to that one. So definitely go and give that a watch. But yeah, no,
that was good.
Like when we have a facility, it'd be cool to definitely branch out, especially for you guys to come.
So it'd just be so much more space.
Definitely.
Like we're obviously looking at setting up a reptile and stuff.
Yes.
The next
so,
few months.
That we have so much planned for you guys. We're gonna kind of give you guys a bit of an update right now. We have so much planned for you guys, and lockdown is just screwing it. Well, it's not really screwing it. It's not like stopping it. It's just pushing it back.
Because obviously we said at the start of the video that like we've only just started the individual ones because we've had like a backlog of like a month or so of ones where we went to like Ridgeway and we got like loads of different mantises and the centipede. So we've done stuff for that, setups, and we've still got videos to do about them. So we're going to have to do those individually. And then we are going to do... So this podcast is going to come out every week now because we found out that it's actually quite easy to do.
Yeah, now that we've actually... Hopefully this has all worked and the technical aspect is doing what it's meant to be doing, and we should be all good on that front.
And starting from Monday, we've got a new video series for you as well, which is going to be basically different tank sizes. So we find a lot that not everyone knows what to put in their tank if they have an empty tank. And they're always asking, what can I put in this tank? What can I put in this tank? And then you tell me quite a lot. You're like, what can you put in that tank?
I'm one of the major ones asking that question.
So, and if you look it up online, there's no one tells you.
No, you get the occasional like forum. Because I've googled it. Like I was googling what I could keep in the spare tank I had. You get the occasional forum, but everyone just says the same thing. Everyone's like crested gecko. Just keep a crested gecko in that. It's like there's so many more things you could keep. Like give me some better options. And I know that there is because like, but yeah. So we're gonna give a video series, just like some short videos, giving you guys some suggestions on what you can put in the tank.
So each one will be like a different size. So each week on a Monday, you'll get a different size tank, and we'll say, well, obviously it won't be every single reptile, amphibian, invertebrate you can keep in that thing because we can't possibly know every single one.
Some of the top ones that we can think of.
Yeah, quite a good like long list of ones, and maybe ones that you haven't heard of that you can then go research and maybe look into setting up a tank. So that'll be on a Monday, short little video. You'll get the podcast on Wednesday, and you'll get our now individual videos on Friday.
So we're hoping, we're trying to bring you as much content as we can, even through this stupid lockdown. Yeah.
And hopefully when it's over,
we'll bring you even more content.
We'll bring you even more stuff. So yeah, just stay tuned.
We've got a lot planned, and it's just waiting now. We've been waiting for months for all this stuff to go through. It's just, and then lockdown hits again, and we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we just don't want to spoil the actual. So we obviously keep saying we've got stuff in the works, but we want to actually make the video where
we tell you guys and it's official.
We tell you guys and it's good.
So but other than that, we're just gonna try and keep these videos coming out for you. And like I said, I hope this podcast is working how we want it to work.
We've got a few more topics and stuff. I only thought of this topic the other day. I was like, what if we did one about mammals?
Yeah, definitely.
But we got some other bigger topics and some other controversial topics that we like talking about. So we'll do them in the next few weeks.
Once we actually like get out of lockdown and we can set up and have a better set up for the actual podcast, we want to start having guests on and stuff like that, and this is probably how we will do it is we'll be together in the one screen, and then we'll have our guest on the other screen, and we can talk to them and ask questions, but it's just getting through lockdown. It is currently the 21st of January. We've been in lockdown for almost 3 weeks now, I think.
Well, after Christmas, it was after Christmas, wasn't it, for us?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's almost been 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They are reviewing it on the 18th of February to see if we can come out of lockdown and back into the tiers.
Is that the day it is?
Yeah, and back into the tier system. Is when they're reviewing it. This is as far as I know. And hopefully we do come out of it and back into the tier system, because that means we can actually interact and see each other.
Yeah, everyone's just got to stay positive, really. Like, if you're out there, I hope our content is obviously making you feel a bit better.
Giving you guys some entertainment, because like we still go to work. So
to be honest, our life is just exactly the same.
It hasn't changed.
Other than the fact we can't go on the top chances.
We just can't see each other.
We see each other at work 5 times a week, like.
And then we can't go and see each other.
Yeah.
Outside of work.
It's a bit silly, really.
It is. Yeah, but then there are some people who are just stuck indoors, so we hope that our content is gonna entertain you and give you something to watch, at least for a good 10 minutes.
And now you won't have that many days until
the next release.
You'll get another video in 2 days, so
yeah,
just hang in there.
So yeah, hopefully, it does all go how we want it to go. I think we've got about 10 minutes left until the end of this one.
Okay.
So we can still talk about a few more things. Sorry, Loki is going nuts right now.
Yes, obviously we haven't seen each other's animals and stuff in ages either. So we're just kind of going through it. Obviously, behind me is the wedge-snouted skinks. I actually cleaned them out today, did a full substrate change. So on our Instagram and stuff, I put pictures of getting them out, because you don't see them all the time. You only see them when you really feed them, or at night. Because lately at night they've been going crazy.
Oh really?
Like, I sleep obviously next to it.
Oh yeah, true.
In the middle of the night, I just hear them thrashing about in the sand. I'm like, what are you doing?
Hopefully mating.
Yeah, the big one
is what we're hoping.
The big one doesn't look as fat as it did.
Oh,
but it's still which I thought was weird, because obviously I took all the substrate out and replaced it with like a mix of Arcadia Earth Mix Arid and sand.
What do you do with them when you're taking them out?
I put them in like a tub.
Okay.
Just like a tub. With
there's still only 4.
The substrate, and there's 4. But the thing is, obviously, I think that bigger one is female, because the females are bigger than the males, and then the 3 other ones haven't really got a lot bigger.
Yeah, that's. So I think
they're probably
things,
males.
Like you said, of not seeing each other's reptiles and stuff, is my mantis. They've been molting a few times, and so they're just getting bigger and bigger. And I get to see it, but it's annoying that you don't get to see it. You only get to see the pictures, so you don't really get the justice.
So I got 2 baby Asian forest scorpions. At the same time, you got your Congo mantis and your ghost mantis. My one one molted just before I bought it, because the molt was still in there, and the other one was super fat and ready to molt. And now I've been waiting 3 months for it to molt.
Yeah,
and in that time, your Congo's molted twice.
Congo's molted twice. The ghost has now molted twice. And the devil flower mantis has also molted once.
Which you only got later as well.
Yeah.
You got that. When did you get that? Just before, a couple of weeks before Christmas?
Yeah, when did we go for that?
I didn't go with you.
Oh yeah. Me and my girlfriend took her nephew to one of the reptile shops. To Purple Pet, actually. That's where I got it. Shout out to them. And I saw it, and I knew that it was kind of, at least here around our area, it's a rarer mantis species.
Yeah,
we've been trying to find them online.
I keep showing you ones, but they're 2-3 hours away, and obviously you're not allowed to drive anywhere.
So so when I saw it, I was like, oh, I definitely got to get that. But yeah, now that's molted once. So my mantises are getting quite big. I'm gonna have to upgrade some of the tanks soon, just because how big they are getting. And then hopefully, we'll be out of lockdown, so then we can look into breeding them when they hit full size.
Yeah.
Then Loki's pretty much been brewmating through this. awful weather that we've had. So the roach colony is just doubling. It's just because they're not being fed, they're just growing, and I just keep feeding them. And then Pip is probably like one of the slower growers out of the animals. She's doing all right. She comes out every night, you know. I'm gonna replace that plant today.
The fern,
yeah. That one kind of went a bit south. Other than that, yeah, I mean the animals are just living, you know.
Yeah, my if you go on Instagram, you'll see the female dwarf sand gecko. She's chunky again, so possibly getting another couple eggs from her. Because I've got 3 adults, and then 3 sort of sub-adult, sort of 6-month-old ones, and then I've got another 4 in the baby tank, so I've got loads. And then in the incubator, there's 2 which look like they've gone a bit dodgy, and then 4 other eggs that look good. So
they're just great. And that annoying part as well is we sell those geckos. They're up for sale right now. But lockdown is stopping people from buying.
Yeah, we actually had them sold, and someone was going to pick them up on Boxing Day, and obviously we went into lockdown. Was it on just the week before Christmas, or it was literally a few days before Christmas, wasn't it? They were like, "Oh,
no,
you're allowed to meet up for Christmas Day."
Yeah, you can meet up literally the day after Christmas. It was like full lockdown, and it was like.
So obviously they didn't get sold, so we've still got them. And then we're holding one back. If you go on the Instagram, it's a darker morph. It's got like a high melanism. And I had a theory about that the other day that I haven't actually talked to you about it.
Oh, okay.
So I read up about like leopard geckos and stuff. And if you like speed up the temperature, or if you do certain things with the incubation and they hatch early and stuff like that, they'll actually have darker colours and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And that one that's really dark is the one, you know, it was like a few days overdue from the other one to hatch.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want it to drown in the egg. Like, it might die, because they should both hatch at the same time in the pair. So I like rubbed open the egg, and it like came out. And that's the one that's really dark. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. It's
definitely something we could test going forward, because it looks really cool. If you guys haven't seen it, you can check it out on the Instagram. But yeah, no, it's
everyone's doing right, and the centipede as well is just doing its thing. Just trying not to let it escape.
Just trying not to get bit by it. As you do.
Not to,
but yeah, all the animals are doing well. But of course, lockdown is stopping us from getting more animals as well.
It's a bit. We're hoping to get snakes though soon. So.
Snakes, some amphibians, more mantids. There's loads of stuff that we planned.
Literally, we've got so many tanks like empty. We're gonna set up in our new reptile room like loads of racking and stuff, and then we're going to deck out the racking so it is looking professional.
Yeah,
which I can't wait for that. It's going to be so good.
It is going to be good. But I think right now, we're coming to the end of this podcast, and hopefully it all has turned out how we wanted it to.
We hope you enjoyed another episode of the Rippin Reptile Podcast. No one's really come up with any topics yet. We've had a few people want to come on the podcast, which obviously we will do.
Yeah, once lockdown's over, we have a proper setup. We will be more than happy to invite guests on.
We've got 3 or 4 more topics to do. But if you've got any topics in the meantime that you want to us to talk about, then we'll talk about them, because we can talk about anything.
Yeah, we want to just make this podcast the best we can. And about all sorts of stuff as well. But we hope you guys have enjoyed, and I think we're going to sign it off here.
Yeah, we will. And don't forget to tune in on Friday for another video from Predatory Exotics.
Yeah, you'll get to see me doing it by myself, and hopefully...
I think it's me.
Are you on this Friday?
Yeah, because
Oh,
This is first-
I'm for us right now. I'm this Friday. After this podcast, it will be you.
It'll be me.
Yeah, it's a time, trying to figure out which order everything's going on. Yeah, because this will be So today, mine will be out tomorrow, but the podcast will be out next week. So okay, it'll be you. So I hope you guys did enjoy my solo video, and I hope it went okay.
If you didn't enjoy it, you got me this week, so that's all right.
Alright, so yeah, we hope you guys have enjoyed another episode of this podcast. Don't forget to leave a like, comment down below if you have any suggestions, and if you want to give feedback on how this virtual one is going, because I think it's alright. It looks alright. Just hopefully it turns out how we want it to. Yeah,
don't forget to subscribe to this channel because we're growing quite quickly on here. And on Instagram, we're growing super quick. So
yeah, don't forget to follow us there. You get that daily updates on our animals, and we're just excited to get out of lockdown so we can bring you guys better and bigger content.
Right, see you in the next one, guys.
Have a good one.